Madam President.
The junior senator from Florida.
Madam President, as empty shelves grow more and more common, prices are surging higher and small businesses can't access the goods they need to serve their customers. Joe Biden's supply chain and inflation crisis are devastating for so many Americans. But it's our poorest families, those on low and fixed incomes, like mine growing up, that are hurt the most. Just last week, we saw the new CPI inflation data come out. Rates are the highest they've been in more than 30 years. Every month when I see Biden's new inflation numbers come out, and they're always worse than the month before, I think about my mom. Growing up, I watched my mom struggle every day just to put food on the table and make ends meet for her family. Now, countless families across America are dealing with that same struggle today, all because of Joe Biden's reckless socialist policies, like his unconstitutional vaccine mandates. These policies are fueling inflation and the current supply chain crisis, but Biden and his administration do absolutely nothing to fix it. Through my years in business and 8 years as governor of Florida, I learned that when you're trying to solve a problem, the best place to start is by bringing people together. When hurricanes devastated Florida, we had to deal with restoring power and communication services and getting resources where they were needed most. We brought people together and got to work to solve problems. But you don't see any of that with this administration. Just look at inflation. I've been talking about inflation nonstop all year, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Biden has totally ignored it. His administration attacked people like Larry Summers and me. Larry Summers is a Clinton-Obama appointee who warned early on that reckless spending was going to fuel a massive inflation crisis. Now we're seeing the same thing with Biden's supply chain crisis. I've called on Commerce Secretary Raimondo and Transportation Secretary Buttigieg to come before the Commerce Committee and testify about what they're doing to resolve this problem. They haven't shown up. We haven't had a single hearing on this crisis in the Commerce Committee. I've seen them on TV dismissing the severity of the problem, and I was surprised to see Secretary Buttigieg had time to attend a bill signing, but still hasn't been to California to get working on the massive supply chain issues that are stranding dozens of ships off the California coast. Unlike the Biden administration, I'm not going to sit around and play TV commentator. Families in Florida expect and deserve more than that. That's why I was proud to partner with my friend and colleague, Congressman Carlos Jimenez, to introduce the Supply Chain Emergency Response Act to get products flowing to American families and businesses again. Our legislation is simple and common sense. Congress passed the CARES Act to help our economy survive the effects of COVID and the economic lockdowns. We know that much of that money remains unspent and could be used for far more important purposes. We also know that there are dozens of ships waiting to dock and be unloaded at California ports right now. So our bill would redirect $125 million of unspent, unobligated CARES Act funds to help pay for the cost of moving cargo ships waiting to dock on the West Coast through the Panama Canal so they can dock along the East Coast, including states like Florida. I want to be clear, this bill does nothing to mandate that ships are redirected to the East Coast. It simply provides an option and the funding to offset some of the cost. The bill would also allow governors to use their unspent and unobligated CARES Act funds to offset port fees and other related state-level expenses. It's a pretty simple idea, using the money meant to help with economic recovery to actually help with economic recovery. Just last week, I was at the Port of Palm Beach meeting with port and business leaders who are seeing the delays and effects firsthand. Their businesses are hurting. They're left waiting for weeks and months on resources they need to run their businesses and serve their customers. We need a solution, and Florida's ports are ready and able to help with this crisis. And with the holidays getting closer and closer, we can't waste any more time. I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of Senate 3224, which is at the desk. Further, I ask unanimous consent that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion be reconsidered, be considered made and laid upon the table.
Action.
Madam President, reserving the right to object.